Welcome to another video. We're going to talk today about slash chords, and we're going to talk about how to play them on All the Things You Are, which is the song I just played. Was just jamming for you, and I was playing some lines, but I also played some chords, and we're going to talk about those chords, the stuff I did, something like some stuff like that, which were slash chords. So we're going to talk about those. So first of all, what are slash chords? It means you play a chord not with the original bass. What does it mean with the original bass? It means if you play a C chord and you play the bass, any other bass other than C, so you're playing a slash chord. That means if you play C but your bass is actually on B flat and not on C anymore, so you're playing C and over B flat, or so then the way to write it down would be C slash B flat. Or if you play C and the bass is now G, so you're actually playing C and the bass is G, so C slash G, or C slash F, or whatever you're playing in the bass, or F sharp, or any other bass, any other than C. Okay, so let's just go briefly through triads. How do you build a triad? Because you need to play those. So a triad is the root. On top of the root, you put another note, which is the third, which is actually major thirds, because we're dealing here today at least with major triads. So if I have C as a triad, the way to build it would be the root, two steps above the root, which is E, which is a major triad, a major third, sorry, and then 1.5 steps above the third, which is G. So I have C, 2 steps above, which is E, and 1.5 step above, which is G. So you can look also on the screen and even pause the screen and try to understand how to build a triad just by looking at what I wrote. Okay, that's one part, and another part is to understand how to build or how to see which tensions do you have when you play a chord. So you can also see that on the screen, but I really highly recommend that if you're not really familiar with triads and you're not really familiar with tensions or intervals, so you should check them out before watching this video, which is a little bit more advanced than those. So anyway, let's talk about 2-5-1, which is a main progression, and we talked about this progression in other videos. So in key of C, I have D minor 7, G7, and C major 7, which is 2 in the key of C, 5 in the key of C, and 1 C major 7 in the key of C. So a lot of the slash chords I'm gonna show you are actually coming instead of G, or coming in the same place of G, which is the 5th, which is like a tension chord that actually resolved to 1. So let's see a few possibilities, but you can check other kind of possibilities for a triad over a bass, and just try to get more sounds. I'm just going to show you a few sounds that you can actually use instead of G7, which is the 5th, and then we're going to check how to do it on All the Things You Are. So first example, instead of playing just G7, just this familiar shape, so you can do that. You take F as a triad, those notes, and then you put G on the bass, which is the chord you want to play actually. So then you get F and you get G on the bass, and then if you know how to calculate what would be the tensions, you can figure out if G is the bass, you have F, so F is the 7, another note you have in the chord is A, and A is the 9, and then another note you have in the chord is C, and C is the sus 4 or 11, because you don't have any 3 in the chord. So then actually by playing F slash G, or F triad on top of a G bass, you actually get a G sus chord. So that's one option. Another cool option would be to play E, the chord E, and G in the bass. That give you like totally different sound from the nice sus. So here you actually get, if we're playing E and G on the bass, so you get G sharp, that's the first note in the E shape I'm playing. So G sharp is the flat 9, and then you get the second note is B, which is the third in G, and then, so I'm comparing everything to the bass. And the last note is E, which is 13. So actually by playing E over G, so you get flat 9, you get the third, and you get 13. So that's a cool sound. Another example can be playing D flat major and G in the bass. And then again you just check the notes. So you get the flat 9 again, which is A flat. You get D flat, which is the flat 5, and you get F, which is the 7. So you have, by playing D flat over G, you get flat 9, flat 5, and 7. Another sound. And another way, something different to look at it, is actually playing G and play the different basses over G. So we're doing now the opposite. So for example, the cool bass would be the flat 13. What is flat 13 over G is E flat. So I'm playing G as a triad, and I'm playing the flat 13 in the bass, which is E flat. And this is also E flat major 7 sharp sharp 5. Okay. Other you can see in the examples, they're gonna appear on the screen. You can again pause it and see some other chords, like I have G on top of C in the bass, which give you like a nice major 7 sound, or C and E in the bass, just like the same C you would play for the first chord, 2-5-1 for the 1 chord, but just on a different bass. So now basically your assignment would be just take all the things you are and see if you can replace mostly the 5th chord with the 4 chords I showed you. So we're gonna just go to the first chord from all the things you are, first like chord progression, first 4 bars, and you should just keep going through the whole song. So I have F minor 7,